Hey guys, it's Christian from RackNerd here with another video for you. In today's video, we're going to go over the difference between bandwidth and transfer whenever it comes to hosting. Let's get right into it. While this topic may have come up in the past, and you may already be really familiar with it, for those of you out there who aren't, and maybe just venturing onto the hosting scene, you may be asking yourself, what is bandwidth? This term is typically listed after the storage space on a hosting plan whenever you're shopping around. But what does it really mean? Well, to put it simply, bandwidth is the amount of data that a server can send simultaneously to the user, while on the other hand, transfer is the amount of bandwidth that you can use. Now, for most hosting providers out there, this number, this transfer limit, actually resets every single month. To provide you with an illustration with a real-world example, picture a highly congested freeway that has more cars than it has road space or freeway lanes available. This results in a saturated freeway and such causes slowdowns and delays for people to reach their destination. The same goes in the world of web hosting servers. If your server only has 100 megabytes as a limit for its speed, but your website is demanding more, then you may run into a lot more slowdown than you otherwise would. One way to actually solve this issue would be to choose a hosting provider like RackNerd, who actually offers a 1 gigabyte and higher speed. As you can see, these two terms are very related. To simplify these two things for an end user from a marketing perspective, some hosting providers will actually use the term bandwidth to describe transfer. For example, 2000 gigabyte bandwidth. So don't get confused. The proper definition of bandwidth is port speed, whereas the proper definition of transfer is the amount of data you are able to push in a given period. The transfer amount is usually described in gigabytes or terabytes. 1 terabyte is equal to 1000 gigabytes. When purchasing a hosting service, always make sure to check what your bandwidth and transfer limits are. For example, is the host providing you with 100 megabytes bandwidth port or a 1000 megabytes bandwidth port? Nowadays, 1 gigabyte bandwidth port is actually pretty common. And this should always be something you seek for a VPS or a dedicated server. RackNerd, for example, always offers 1 gigabyte for all of our VPS services. How much transfer do I need? So how much transfer do I actually need? Let's assume that you are running a Plex media server on your VPS and you're streaming a lot of content on that. In that case, you may need a higher transfer limit on that VPS. Whereas if you're just hosting a couple of simple websites, or you're using the server as a development sandbox, you will probably be more than okay with that kind of transfer limit. At the end of the day, it really just depends on what you need for your company. Each situation is different, and if you actually need help, you can reach out to us at RackNerd.com. Or you can reach us directly by sending us an email at sales@racknerd.com, and we'll be happy to help and create a custom plan for you. I'll leave a link below this video that'll tell you about some of our hosting specials that we have going on right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.